Previously on Welcome to You Are Doom. Matt, you there?
Yeah? Can you hear me?
Matt?
Yeah?
Matt, you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
God damn it. Yeah, I'm kidding. I can totally hear you.
You bastard.
Welcome to You Are Doom. Bryan Dressel with, as always, Graham, Dotty Bunch, Mason. do you remember Dotty?
I don't, actually.
Oh, you're in for a treat when you remember who Dotty is. And Matt, Torpedo Vegas, Dykes.
Yeah. Well, I actually understood as well.
I kind of felt like as soon as I saw Torpedo Vegas, I'm like, that's gonna be Matt's nickname, 100% at some point.
Wait a minute.
I don't know why.
Should I be insulted? Did you look at Torpedo Vegas and be like, hey, that reminds me of Matt? Because if that's the reasoning, we're gonna have words.
It was actually the other way around. When he met you, he was like, "Oh, you remind me of Torpedo Vegas."
I texted Graham immediately. I'm like, Graham, do you remember Torpedo Vegas from Frisky Dingo? I've met him. He's a real person.
Oh, god damn you.
So this week on Welcome to You Are Doom, I'm welcoming you again because it's more fun to say that way. We have the next two episodes in the show, which are The Odd Couple and Flowers for Nearl.
I am Nearl.
Spoiler alert, one of these two episodes might be, I guess we'll find out when it's all said and done, my favorite episode of the entire series. Bum, bum, bum. I know it's really hard to say that because this show is just so completely fucking bananas, and the best episode is kind of every episode, but there's something truly special about The Odd Couple.
Truly.
I think we should just get started, don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
So continuing after last week, because I think last week was a rather success, and I think we should just skip the breakdowns and just start talking about the episodes, right?
Oh, what?
I mean, I know how much fun everyone has listening to the extremely edited down versions of Graham's breakdowns, but I don't think
no
we're really
more
do
127-hour breakdowns, Graham. They just get longer and longer, I think, each time.
I really want all the listeners to feel like they are trapped in a rock canyon and might have to saw off their own arms to be done listening to Graham. That's the effect that we're going for. And so far, I think he does a pretty good job.
Yeah, but I mean, and then just in the nick of time, they don't die. So
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, they'll find some like standing sludge water and just drink to their heart's content.
Yeah.
Being very specific with my 127-hour references. But that's very Frisky Dingo of us, right? To be as incredibly specific with references as possible, more so for the second episode we're talking about this week.
Right.
That's why I'm not sure if I can say The Odd Couple is my favorite ever, but it might be. Okay, so let's pick up with this one. So this one, Stan has started, he's going to threaten to murder fucking every X-Skull out there, which is pretty awesome. The Annihilatrix, there's the word, has had a lien put on it by Phil because Phil sucks, and Killface has to go streaming down to the build site, construction site. I don't know what to the Annihilatrix, I guess.
Yeah.
Whilst blind.
Whilst blind, but the minivan
but he has GPS.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Collision.
Man. But before we dive too far into that, because that is amazing, we got to talk about the Stan putting bombs in the X-Skull's heads. I don't know why I breezed past that so quickly, because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, you better guess collectively.
That might be one of Stan's best moments of this entire season. Just the idea of him like blowing up the bombs every hour, and just the yes, you better gasp collective. It's so fucking funny.
And where were you during contract negotiations?
Your mom's house?
Cleaning.
What?
Dude, I was only cleaning.
Yeah,
her vagina? Oh, God.
That was one of those
Okay, a little
moments
bit.
where like I had to pause it and then write down each one of the lines because it's that pure exegetical magic where they're just so quick fire of just like boom, 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 boom. Holy shit, that got funny fast.
It took me 20 minutes to get through this episode the second time I was watching it because I kept pausing it, like trying to write stuff down. Then I was on to rewind it and then go back and oh, jeez.
Well, just
The,
I mean, you just,
the exticles on this episode specifically are really on point.
I would say both episodes for this week they're just insanely on point because this one followed immediately by them giving Nearl the brain chemical. Like these two episodes are like where the exticles. If you weren't like a diehard fan of them before now, you are here on out.
Right.
At least I have to
It's
assume.
insane that they don't get their own spin-off. Really, I don't understand why. they
We've
wouldn't.
covered
is-
that, goddammit. But yeah, like I just like the that whole scene gets crazy. They don't know how they're gonna find Xander, and then you have Ronnie just come in. Yes, but our parents all having the GPS. Oh, okay. Well then
that's right.
we'll just go find him. And then you immediately smash cut to Xander just showering and just singing, like trying to sing the Talk Wheel song, but he doesn't really know it, so he's just kind of making it up as he goes. I am in the shower because I am all messy.
It's so bad.
And I love
And then
that.
yells out to Simon of like, "Hey, don't mess with my robot pants."
Hey, Casper. But of course Simon's gonna steal the robot pants. Like, of course he
Absolutely.
is.
And all of the kitchen knives.
Pet shops! Notify all the pet shops!
It's
God,
Arizona
it's like
all over
Arizona again.
And now we have an inkling of what happened in Arizona.
Yeah,
We can't ever go back to Arizona.
but that's also like that scene comes after the moment that Graham brings up all the time, like where we go from like that's what I'm talking about. Like this episode's so insanely just fast paced because we have the Xander in the shower losing it, and then you go straight to what we were talking about earlier with Killface at the Annihilatrix, which is just it really feels like it's there just to have the one liner of the "You're lucky I'm blind." Yeah, so is your mirror. That doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, my favorite bit about that is literally just the lead up to it though, with Killface going, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh.
Lucky I am blind.
He's just so shocked. He's just like he can't. His brain is just having such trouble coming up with anything. He's just oh. You're lucky I'm blind.
Seriously, flustered Killface is the best.
Amazing.
And then we move from there over to the Exicles again, where they're doing Graham's favorite moment of all fucking time.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. They're floating past the pottery barn. He's like, "Oh, dudes, we have got to do this. I don't think we have time." Boosh! One of their heads blows off. We've got a whole hour.
And it's just the head blows up, so that means they do have an extra hour because it's every hour their head's gonna blow up. But I just love that the head explodes, and they all just kind of look at him, and one just pushes them down. Wow. It's like, oh, you're dead now.
And his rocket boots are still going.
Which I feel like they kind of missed out on like one sight gag of when he falls down if he'd just taken off.
Yeah,
Right. Just horizontally out of frame.
that would be amazing.
We've got a whole hour.
So they do it. I love that argument works.
I love as well
Which
how
of
the
course
guy...
leads to, of course one of their head blows up after this. Like of course it's going to be one of those three.
Oh man.
Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we
Yes.
get done with them, and then we go back to the apartment where now Xander is filling in Killface of what happened. And this is the same time that Sin shows up after saying goodbye to Watley.
Aw. You better put that in some sand.
Oh, is that one of Watley's eggs? You better put that in some sand. How do you know who Watley is?
Oh, is that a name of a person?
The best thing about Xander is that he's always caught off guard. Like he always fucks up, and then he always lies, and it works somehow.
I just
Like,
love
how
how
does
his
anyone-
response as well. It's like, who is there a person named that? And Sin's like, yes. And it's like, I don't know that. No, I didn't know that. I don't know that.
And then, like after
there
he fires Sin for losing Simon, even though it's totally not her fault, and he just kind of there she goes, and that's really now Sin's arc has begun. And as she leaves, he just has that moment of reflection of like, wow, I can't believe I fired her. I can't believe Whatley hit that. How do you know who Whatley is? We should go find your son.
Yes.
But this also, like, if this episode has Graham's favorite moment of the "we have a whole hour," it has my favorite moment of the yeah, well, your boyfriend's dead. No, he's just in the ocean, and then it cuts to Whatley fighting a shark. Just, stop it!
Stop it! Just the way he just goes, stop it!
It's just
Like, he
so
totally has
whiny.
the situation under control. He's just like, but he doesn't want to hurt the shark. You can see.
Yeah, it's just like, stop it! I won't hurt you.
it.
Stop it!
Stop it.
Continuing down why this is the best episode of the entire show, Mr. Ford is introduced in this episode. I love Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
Look, I'm tired of you. Get out of my store.
Yeah, he's like, he owns a pet shop, a gun store, and then we find out later that he also worked in a mental institution or something like that.
Yep.
We'll get there.
My
yeah.
ass is everywhere.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It really is.
And more places we find out in 2 more episodes.
Yeah, he's just kind of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So moving right past that, we have we go back to the X-Skulls now painting their art, and they have a wonderful conversation about one of the X-Skulls' mom, who is still smoking.
What's that supposed to be? Oh, it's a little ashtray. For who? It's for my mom. What? Diane still smokes? Yeah, right in the the neck hole. Dude,
I know.
Dude, I know. Dude, I know. So good.
Dude,
I mean,
I know.
I tried to write all those things down, like all the conversations they were having in that pottery thing. I tried to write them down, and I was thinking, I can't. The dialogue is going so quick. I kept having to pause it, rewind it, and it was just getting frustrating because every time I rewound it, it jumped back like 2 minutes or something. Even though like hit it once and then push play, I was like, oh, I can't. This is just doing my head in now. It's because it's so long as well, and so good.
And just so fast. I think that's been my major takeaway as we've been doing this rewatch. Is like I'm so used to just watching this as almost a movie. Like I'll watch the whole season in a sitting, and now going through and trying to like break it down episode to episode. It's like, holy shit, this show is like on the Speed Force. Like it's just flying at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell. I think we mentioned it before with the format of the 11 minutes versus 15 versus 22 or what have you, but I do wonder if they wrote it like as a 15 or a 22 and then just was like, all right, just tighten it. Just tighten everything and cut out every like middle breath and every pause that we can, but leave in all the good pauses and then you have it. Because it's so jam-packed full of stuff, but it still has the comedic timing and still has pausing and still has phrasing and all of that, and it's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I love about the series that's really jumping out at me is the fact that they are not afraid to let a moment linger, and like it's funny because it lingers, then you stop laughing, and then it's still lingering, and then you start laughing again because it's lingering so long. And it's like, you can have like an episode where there's literally just like, in this 10-minute episode, 10% of that is just a lingering moment. And you're just like, that's mental. Like,
but it's still jam-packed full of stuff. Like,
yeah.
It's just incredible. I mean, I also love the moment. It's like, I mean, we already covered this many episodes ago, but it's like, we only have 11 minutes for this
part of the kidnapping.
Kidnapping.
Such a good line.
They're just so economical on time. It's insane. Like they use every second that they have perfectly. It's just so damn impressive. Speaking of like just continuing down this show, like we're not even done with the first episode yet. Like we still have a whole other episode to cover because we still have to introduce Nearl, try to steal Nearl's eyes, fail at that, shoot Xander in the face, lose his eyes.
Sorry.
Nearl, can you drive us home? Sure.
Did he steal it?
And then here's one of those long pauses that we were just talking about.
And then it's
like,
did he steal
so
it?
long.
Yeah, I
think so. Oh,
That's a pickle. Oh,
we were supposed to get pickles.
What is with pickles? Is this been a thing that's running throughout the series, or is it just these episodes towards the end? Because I just like this next batch of episodes, there's just constant references to pickles I was picking up on. Is that
they mentioned pickles in the pilot, like right in the very beginning. They mentioned pickles. You know the ones I like? The ones with the stork. You know, the stork. Oh yeah,
but it is very pickle heavy these past 4 episodes.
There's references to pickles like on I know we'll talk about it in the next pod, but on the side of the van of the thing, it's a pickles van, and it's just like it's just little.
And it's the branded
like
pickles that Xander likes. It's Xander's like chosen pickle brand.
Yep, the bread and butter pickles.
Yep.
Can I get more of these bread and butter guys?
I could be wrong, but I think the pickle joke ends when Xander tries to say it in our next pod. I think that's when it ends. I could be wrong. It could keep going, but I
think so too.
Something that I picked up on actually, talking of jokes that end. So you were saying a while back, maybe last episode or the episode before, about the "that's our last bowl" thing.
Oh yeah.
And they don't do that joke again. Simon is eating a bowl of cereal though.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
at the opening of the episode, he's got a bowl of cereal. They just don't do that joke anymore, from the sounds of it.
I'm sort of fine with it, because ending with "that's our last bowl" was perfect. If they'd done it again, I think it would have been too much. Right. Anyhow, let's get back on track. We're almost done with the first episode, and let's go to the second one. Okay, so Nearl gets kidnapped, and then Xander and Killface get kidnapped. Very willfully kidnapped.
They just get on the bus.
Okay, they are the bus.
Whoa! Hang on, Trusty Rusty. Who are you? The bus.
Okay, they are the bus. I love the way that he says that as well.
Okay.
The bus.
They are the bus. But it's just that, and then when they're in the bus, like, this bus could use a stink up. Yeah, it smells like shattered dreams.
Oh no.
Oh god. So that brings us directly into the next episode, which is episode 10, Flowers for Nearl. This one this one's more about the Excals, what they do with Nearl, and then where Xander and Killface end up, which is oh boy. So we'll start with the Excal stuff, because that's where the show starts. And this one,
what's your names, guys?
The first note I took when I started this episode is I just see where everyone is. I'm like, holy hell, the references in this episode.
Oh my god.
This one just goes fucking bananas, and right out of the gate. So this one opens with all the Babar stuff that we've been making jokes of, with Nearl when he's getting trimmed up, because they're just going to try to pass off Nearl for Xander so that Stan will stop blowing up their heads. And while they're getting him ready, they just cannot keep their shit together. From the tuck shirt that has a winged collar, where one of those Excals just jumps down his throat in the most fucking hilarious
1987?
way. You want to go to?
Well, that's the one that's voiced by Lucky Yates as well, isn't it? I picked up on that because it sounds so much like Krieger.
Oh yeah.
So I remember you'd mentioned it, and then I was like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah, and just like Lisa said, fucking Cult Jam. I think it's the Cult Jam. You are correct, sir.
I love the way it says winged as well. Is it not winged? Winged.
Yeah,
winged
winged.
color.
But the opening of this episode, as we've been talking about everything, is just so goddamn fast. We have all this stuff about the shirt, Babar. We have the joke in there, like, yeah, about that. Your kids aren't wearing Exccal helmets,
oh my
are they?
God.
Which is a reference I made a few episodes back with, like, I just see the little kid playing the piano.
I gotta call Jan.
The little baby with it on as well that the wife's holding.
God. That's...
Boom. Oi. So we have that, and then we get into the brain chemical, where somehow they got a brain chemical. They stole it by that guy, the German scientist guy, and the guy from Holland. Somehow, I'm from Holland.
They traded him for shoes or something.
Yeah, my shoes are strapped. Yeah. But yeah, so then we jump into this is. I've mentioned how the first episode we covered today was my favorite, possibly, of the entire series. This, on my first watch through, was where I was the most impressed with the show. And it's mostly just because it has 3 totally separate references completely all over like literary and pop culture, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like, holy shit, that was fast and just insanely weird. And what I'm talking about is has anyone read Flowers for Algernon? And then they describe the movie like that was Harrison Bergeron. Boosh. Hollywood Squares. That's Tom Bergeron. Boosh. Brother of Menelaus. Damn it, that's Agamemnon. Like, just so goddamn funny and just so random. Like, I remember watching that, and like I even wrote an article for our ATH website about it. I'm like, who is this joke for? All right, so then the story starts, and we get the whole backstory of where Nearl came from, where he's actually Xander Cruz's brother, his mentally disabled brother, and you get this crazy, like, sort of like dueling twins, Charles Dickens-esque, insane backstory where he went to a mental institution that was shut down by Ronald Reagan. It's such an amazing dig. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. Your legacy is intact.
It's just, again, like, it's like the outdated things. You know, we were talking about, like, you know, it was the PC stands for personal computer, the fax machine stuff. A Ronald Reagan dig in 2006.
I mean, it still works.
How long have you been dead at that point?
I don't even know, but it was still fucking funny.
It still works. I mean, he did some stupid, silly things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's for a far more intelligent podcast than ours that can break down the damage that Ronald Reagan did that still affects us today. But it made for a wonderful joke on Frisky Dingo, so I'll take it for that. But then there's just like the little things while he's telling the story, like the fucking helmets with the popcorn. Like, it's something I never even picked up until I watched it a second time with Graham, and he just started flipping out at it.
I didn't even pick it up when you were talking about how they eat. I was like, "What? How do they eat?" And then when you mentioned the popcorn, I was like, sort of playing it back in my head. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I vaguely remember some popcorn just disappearing through the helmet."
Well, then also the line that goes right before it, to where Nearl says some amazingly, shocking thing, and they're like, and then you pop to two of the Exicles who are eating popcorn. They're just staring at each other. And you're like, I know, it's cheddar.
I also just love that. I love the little sound effect. Like, if you have the volume up loud enough, you can hear a little.
Yep. It's like, just. I mean, how else would you do it?
And I also, I think my favorite gag of the whole thing is you have them eating the pieces of popcorn, and then the one Extol cries. They hand him a handkerchief, and he wipes outside the helmet. It's like it's such a little sight gag, but it fucking gets me every time.
It's like the baby Exticle though as well, like, with his little tiny helmet.
Oh yeah, like that was fucking great.
And then it's in the middle of the story too, where one of them accidentally sits on the head explosive device remote. Why the fuck are our heads still blowing up? Oh, sorry, that was me, guys.
You should put that in a cabinet that your fat ass can't fit in.
It's
so good.
And after it's all said and done, and Nearl is announcing his revenge, Ronnie shoots him in the head. And it is one of the most brilliant moments, I think, in TV history. That's how big of a moment I will give it, because the show just finally went off the fucking deep end. As you're watching this show for the first time, you're like, holy fuck, is this thing getting complicated? Like, this is such a silly little show. How could it get this? Whoa, holy shit, he died. And then his explanation is just like, oh yeah, good point. Good point.
Good job. It's already too complicated as it is.
With all this bullshit having.
With all this bullshit twin having.
And do you know what's really weird? Like, I was thinking about this when I watched it. I was thinking it seems really violent, because you actually see, like, we've seen, like, in Venture Brothers it gets really graphically violent, and in this it's been quite graphically violent, and this is like, if you just describe someone like he got shot in the head, it just seems quite tame compared to some of the stuff we've seen. But there's something about the way it's shot that it just feels very sort of visceral and really graphically violent. I don't know if it's just like the way you see the laser just go straight through his head.
I mean, you see the exit wound, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that helps. And then the I am Nearl, like, tag of like, oh wow, he just completely ruined him. Like, it just makes it a little.
Because it's not like, when you look at like all the other stuff they've done that's like so violent, the violence that you've seen in this series so far, it's not that violent. But I don't know, there's just something about that just it feels more violent than it actually is.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, it's not a lot of shows that will shoot a mentally disabled person in the back of the head for a laugh, so that might have something to do with it.
But this show does.
Frisky Dingo, that's your show.
Yeah.
So moving past that, we finally get to catch up with Killface and Xander and see what they're up to, and they are working in a sweatshop making the new version of the Awesome X doll. By just removing Xander's head and putting on Stan's head. And that's where we find out where Simon has been up to, which is Death Rabbits. But before we got there, we still had the slight moment with Killface and, what do they call him, Old Spice?
Yeah, with the radish.
With the radish.
He's
Like, oh, tell him thank you, but be a little sarcastic.
Yes, I'll save some of this for my birthday.
So that's kind of the two episodes, if you will. I'm sure we missed something in there. Matt, you mentioned something you wanted to bring up, right?
Yeah, it's just in the previous one. It's like it's a little moment, but it's just the really, really wooden way that Killface and Xander talk in the previous one about Simon running away with the knives and the robot pants. It's something about that really made me laugh. And I don't know why it hit me as hard as it sort of did, but I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard that I just love the way like intentionally wooden acting just is something that like makes me laugh all the time.
I think it's because it feels almost like schoolwork. Like it feels like you got to do it previously on, otherwise people won't know what's going on. They're like, but you have to watch every episode or you won't know what's going on. Do it previously on and people will be lost. Okay, we're gonna really half-ass it though. Fine. As long as it's
fine.
there.
Just do it.
Just do it. They're like, okay, I can't believe Simon ran off with all the knives and my robot pants.
It kills me. It's so good.
I know it's almost weird to think about like how the first 3 or 4 episodes don't have it previously on. It's like, oh, it's just part of the show. It's weird not having it.
Mm-hmm.
And that first previously on as well, just being like nothing happened in that previous on in the previous episode as well.
What do you mean they got smart?
Oh my god. Okay, so I'd say that's pretty much the 2 episodes of the day. Let's move into favorite quotes, and then we'll say some plugs and we'll say goodbye. My quote, just starting things right off because I've already mentioned it. I think it's one of the funniest things ever said in a TV show, and it's just 2 words. Stop it!
Stop it.
That's it for my first episode. Graham, what about you? I have a guess. I know what it is, too.
I mean, I can't not. Oh, I'm trying to find it now.
Is it we have a whole hour?
It's just, it works so well. It's just amazing. Like, they just set it up. They're walking by the thing. Like, oh my god, we have to try this. I don't know if we have time. Boosh! We have a whole hour.
It's just the fact that the argument works is amazing.
Like, I mean, he's right.
He's right.
A whole hour. Imagine how much barn pottery they could get done.
Yeah. Hopefully it dries in time. I told you not to glob it on like that. Matt, first episode, favorite quote?
Just, again, it's the Xtacles. Did Awesome X seem a bit weird to you guys? Probably just the mustache. Yeah, mustaches are cool. Magnum P.I. Rick Simon! Also had one.
They all turn around at him.
They all turn around.
Still floating down the street.
Yeah, still floating down the street in the correct direction. For me, it's just the tiny little sound effect as they turn around. I was
just looking through my notes as well. There's something that we didn't mention about before, like with Xander, like talking about the chronic masturbation. And it's like, if I had my stuff, I'd masturbate. And I was just thinking to myself, what stuff does he need to masturbate?
Point is, I like it. I'd do it right now if I had my stuff with me. What were we talking about?
We're trying to find Simon.
But
okay,
there's so many. There's so many in that episode as well. Like you could literally just like quote every line in that episode and it'd be genius.
The problem comes in the next episode too, where our favorite quote is like "fucking what?" Like there's so many things, and so many of the quotes in the second episode have to be like in part with another one. So I'm gonna go for one that I thought it has the littlest setup with other lines, and it's because I've said it before, and no one has ever understood my reference, but I'm gonna say it again here because now they will. One of the best things ever said by anyone in the show, and I didn't bring it up specifically so I could say it in quotes. I am also, obviously, awesomely effing leaving.
Oh,
I like how he flubs it like 3 times.
you took my damn quote. I had that whole thing. Like I am also awesomely. I am also obviously. Sorry. What is happening, guys? I am also obviously awesomely effing leaving. Because he gets cut off as well.
Oh my god. I forgot about the Ronnie. What is happening, guys?
Ronnie is so good. With my pliers.
Ronnie and his pants. You gotta love some Hagar pants. Good old.
Oh no.
Good old Hagar pants.
As you stole my quote, I'll go with another Stam one.
I mean, your quote was far more intricate than my version of it. I just liked the actual exit line because I've said that in a meeting before, and people just looked at me like I'm a lunatic. And I'm like, come on, no one. That's a funny way to leave a room.
My favorite part about that is literally as he gets cut off by the things going off as well. Effing leaving. I just love it all. The as it turns out, I couldn't have you declared legally dead after only 3 days.
As if you didn't see that coming. Is that your other quote? Because that one is also amazing.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Perfect.
I've got a third
Graham,
one as well if we have time.
I also like the moment right after that, I think. He's like, well, you're obviously Xander Cruz. And he's like, or it would, would seem.
So would appear. Oh my god. It could be wrong, but I believe that one was Lucky Yates too. Just that
Yeah, that sounds like
Krieger
Lucky Yates.
Yeah.
He does that a lot as Krieger in Archer.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's him, but it's just
So we can I'll do another. I think it's also Lucky Yates too, or well, we'll see. But listen, guys, can we just fix the collar? Oh, sure, I'll do it tonight. While I'm missing another recital. Your kids don't have X-School helmets, do they? I gotta call Jan.
It's just
and you know
it's
what
just
happens.
About that. Your kids are. Wait. Okay, so I would say that this was a very successful 2 episodes. Like, holy shit, were these 2 funny?
Can I have one more quote, please? I'm just seeing him a note.
You've had so many quotes.
I know, but I just spotted this one as well.
Just say it. Just say it.
I cannot believe you shut my eyes out. Oh, shut up, Blindy.
Okay, nope, that was worth it. Plugs this week. I'm gonna be very economical with them, just like Frisky Dingo is, because I believe we're all kind of plugging the same thing. ATHpod.com. Go there, check out everything we have. That covers all of my plugs, covers all of Matt's plugs, and covers Graham's plug. Correct?
Whoa.
Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong, or I'm gonna start saying bye. 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 I've said bye now.
Bye.
Stop me. Bye is happening.
Bye.
With my pliers.
Well, I am also obviously